Good afternoon, everyone. So we have very less strength today. So there are just 30 participants so far. So and the time is about 1:33. So I'm thinking like let's just get started the thing because people can join later on. So yep. So let me just share because I'm gonna start today a new topic which is nothing but error and built-in exceptions. So yes, I hope everybody will be able to see my screen or not. Just to let me know. Okay, if you are not able to see. Okay, ping me if you are not able to see. Yes. So, what is error and built-in exception? So, okay, somebody has pinged me. Yes. Okay, fine. So, generally, what happened when we write a program, we do some mistake. So, not even me. You people, maybe I myself makes a lot of mistakes, and which leads to a an error. Okay, and when we try to run our program, and if the program terminate as soon as it encounters an unhandled error, then we call it as an error, and which is being broadly defined, or you can say classified in a two-way. One is nothing but the syntax error, second one is the logical error. So syntax error, when you have done some mistakes on your programming syntax, then you will get so maybe somewhere you must have forgotten dot, or maybe you can say like colon, then you will get syntax error. Okay, so as this syntax error also known as parsing errors, or you can say perhaps the most common kind of complaint which we will get while we do this, and the parser repeats the offering, or maybe you can select the offending line and displays, maybe somewhere you have must kept some arrows, or maybe you have given some space. Okay, and pointing to earliest point in the line where the error was detected. So the error is cursed, or by, or you can say like basically at least detected when you do token preceding. Okay, now if I'm going to take one example, let's say I'm writing one while loop. Okay, so while true, I will write like while true, and I'm just going to print something like hello world. Okay, then what sort of error I will be getting? Because I'm writing just while true, do you think that is gonna accept? No, because the true is what boolean value, and that need to be defined in somewhere in the bracket. Okay, so that is why you will get some error. That error has to come as syntax error, and inside syntax error it is being call it as a invalid syntax. Okay, or maybe you must have you have written some print function, or maybe you missed some colon. Okay, before, or before the print function, or maybe you are having file name and line number which are gonna print, so you know where to look in case the input come from a script. So these are the location, or basically you can say like these are the places where exactly we get error, syntax error. So I'm just gonna define, or you can say like I'm trying to give somewhat definition of syntax error and logical error. In my next slides I'm gonna cover examples of that as well, so just listen to me what exactly I'm trying to say for syntax error and for for exception. So apart from this, I know it means you are not able to see much things on my slide, because this is truly speaking, this is just the way I wanted to explain you, I'm trying to give. So if anyone wanted to write, note it down, please note it down. Okay, exceptions. When you think like exceptions comes, do you think like how exactly we will get exceptions and everything? So suppose you have syntactically corrected your program. Let's say you have everything, your syntax is pretty much fine, everything you have done perfectly fine. Now, but again some error comes. Okay, when you are trying to execute it, then that kind of exceptions, or maybe you can say like at at that place, the error detected during that execution is nothing but the exceptions, and that is nothing but runtime exceptions. So that is why we used to call it as an exception occurs at runtime. Okay, and error occurs at when you execute your program. That means when your Python interpreter or maybe your Python executor trying to parse your entire program. So that is why we call it as a parsing error, to syntax error as well. Okay, are you with me, guys? If yes, then I am gonna go for some examples. So let me just share with you Jupyter notebook. Let me go to that place. Okay, somebody has pinged me. Okay, fine. Yes. Now everybody will be able to see my Jupyter notebook or not? If yes, then please raise your hand, or else do let me know. Okay. So just first of all, let me just write one syntax error problem. Okay. So I'm gonna write here while, let's say while, and I'm gonna write true, and then I'm gonna write, I wanted to just print normal hello world. Okay, I'm gonna write in this way, hello world. Yep, guys, this looks good to you or not? If yes, then definitely I must say, like, you guys are not doing coding at your home. If you say no, then what is the reason behind it? Now let me run this. Now you can see here Python is throwing up one error, which is nothing but the syntax error, and it is saying invalid syntax. And where it is saying invalid syntax, this where exactly I am trying to write print statement. So what should be the correct way of writing the same statement? Do you know that? Let me write in this way. So let me write like this: while true, and then I have written in next line print hello world. Do you think we will get again same error? No. But what happens? This is called my program goes to the indefinite loop. Guys, be careful while doing this kind of stuff. Okay, because every time it is saying true, 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 and it is going in an indefinite loop. Now, in the same manner, let me perform one more stuff here. Let me write if, okay, let me define one variable, nothing but variable. Let me write it as a variable as in x, and I'm assigning some values like 5. Okay, I have written that. Now I wanted to compare it. If my x variable is greater than what? Greater than 7. Is it the right condition or wrong? Tell me, is it right or wrong? Yes, it is right actually. Now with this, do you think my program will execute? If yes, then please let me know. Okay, many of them have said no, definitely. So let me run this. Let me restart my kernel first, because last time what we have done, my program goes to the indefinite loop. Okay, so now my kernel is being restarted, and now you can see if I'm gonna run this, I'll get some exception error or syntax error, sorry. So you can see here I'm getting syntax error. What I'm getting? Again invalid syntax. Why? Because I have missed a semicolon here. And now I can write here print statement, and yes, if I will that is the case, then 5 is greater than 7 or not. If no, then you have to write no. If yes, then you have to write it. So my program will does that. Now you will never get any sort of exception. No, that is the not case. Now here if I will go and write that if part, and I'm gonna write else part. Okay, and here I am just trying to print what? Print yes. Okay, now let me run again the same code. Now you can say I'm gonna get what? Yes. So syntactically I am correct here. My program is perfectly fine. But if you will miss somewhere something, then definitely you will get syntax error. Okay, even though if you will miss a bracket. Okay, let me remove this, and now let me run this. What is gonna? We will get anything? No, we won't get anything. You know, we will get syntax error again. So that is why, please, first of all, try to clear your syntax, or maybe try to refine, and maybe you have to look multiple times when write your code. Okay, so that you will get confidence on yourself. Okay, I'm perfectly fine, my syntax is also perfectly fine, so that we can run our program. Because if syntactically something went wrong, then Python interpreter, what it does, it will just look into your syntax and it will throw you error. In the similar fashion, if you will run, if you will execute the same program, and at the runtime if you will get some error, then that is called as runtime error. Okay, so let me go back to my slides, and here let me go to the syntax error, what exactly I am trying to define here. So many of you are writing, if you guys are writing, so I have written the same example which I just now I have showed you all. Now, syntax error when we do not follow the proper structure of the language. So in a simple layman language, you can write it like this. Okay, now what about logical error, which is nothing but we used to call it as an exception. So error that occurs at runtime. Okay, so you guys are quite familiar. All the error which we will get during runtime, that is called as logical error, or maybe you can say like it is called as exceptions. Okay, now I have given here two different examples in front of you. You can see that there are two different examples which I have mentioned in my slide. 1 divided by 0. Okay, so do you think that is gonna run? No, because that is nothing but the exception. So I need to tackle this exception, I need to handle this. Maybe after today's class, or maybe end of this class, I will cover that topic, how to handle that, when we used to when we use try, catch, finally, these kind of statement to handle my exceptions. So that is I'm going to cover later on the session. Apart from that, you can see like when I executed 1 divided by 0, what I was getting, I have received 0 division error. Okay, so it is trying to give you an error, and it is trying to explain what exactly happens. So division by 0, that is one kind of exception. Okay, so there are multiple exceptions. I will try to show you what all built-in exceptions are there, or maybe what are built-in exceptions present in our Python language. Apart from that, second example, if you will see, I have just try to use open function. Okay, and I am trying to use somewhat some file. So that is why I kept it like some file.txt. So that file doesn't exist in my code, but I am trying to use that file. Okay, when I'm trying to use that file, then automatically one exception will comes out. What exactly the exception will come out? File not found error. Okay, when it comes, it is clearly mentioned, if there is no such file in the directory, okay, where you are trying to execute your program, then it will throw you an error, or maybe exceptions, which is nothing but the file not found error. Now, how you will handle this? And somebody will get some sort of question, sir, how many these kind of exceptions comes in Python? So guys, there are a set of library or set of built-in exceptions. So I would I'll try to mention you in front of you all how exactly you can get the list of that, but I will just try to execute few lines of code so that you will be able to correlate why we are getting what error, why this error comes. So this is nothing but the logically, if there is no file, then definitely you will get error. Okay, and nothing comes when you divide with 0. So that is basically you can say like it's a logically, if you will think, all the code, or maybe the statement which you have written, that is wrong. When it is wrong, that is why it is throwing an error. So we need to handle this. So when we write some file, or maybe when we wanted to create some file, we always try to check whether this particular file is existing in my system or not. If it is not existing in my system, then you have to check it. Okay, and if it is not present in my system, then you have to catch that. You have to write some code to handle that exception. So maybe I will show you how exactly I generally used to handle that. And then you have to process. If that is not the case, then you have to execute your next step. Okay, that is how you have to tackle these kind of exceptions. So I will give you a list. Okay, maybe in my next slide you will get that list. So here I have pretty much mentioned almost all the built-in exceptions which are we are trying to use in our you can say like in our coding. So now let me just move on to Jupyter Notebook, where I can show you some of the runtime exceptions. I have already talked about that, but yeah, if still you want me to do, let me run and let me show you. So you can see here, same thing I have done previously. And now let me run what was the second example? Okay, sorry, I'm now not sharing you. Okay, I'm sharing. Okay, sorry. Yes, second example which you can see here, 1 divided by 0 is fine. Apart from that, well, yeah, I was just mentioning open, and I was trying to give some name, the file which does not exist. So maybe Ravi text something I will write, test.txt. Okay, maybe I will write some file name. Yeah, you can say like file not found. And maybe I'm trying to import something. Let me import something. Let me import like this. Let me run this. See, this is also one kind of error, or maybe you can say like exceptions. So module not found error. So I'm trying to import some module which is not existing in Python. Nothing, nowhere it is. So what we will get? We will get module not found error. And it is saying no module named Joomla. Okay. And instead, if I will try to use here what? Pandas is there. Let me run this. I won't get anything. Okay. You can see here, I won't get anything. Yes. So with this, I hope you guys got understanding of what exactly we are getting, why exactly we are getting this kind of error. Okay. Now, after this, let me just, give you some name. Some name when I say like, I'm just trying to show you built-in exceptions. Okay. Built-in exceptions, it is nothing but the illegal operations, and there are plenty of built-in exceptions which can be raised when the corresponding error occurs. Okay, and all the built-in exception can be viewed using, there is one function which is nothing but the built-in function local. Okay, if we will try to use local, and with local if we will try to use dir, which allows to list all the attribute as a string. Okay, if I'm gonna write something like print, and here I'm gonna write what dir. Here I'm trying to write another thing. I wanted to use locals. As I was talking about locals, there is built-in function which is available inside this, and then I will try to get what I will try to get all the built-in exceptions. So I'm gonna write here something like this. Sorry, my bad. Built-in. Yes, like this. Now let me run this. We will see what exactly we will get. Okay, there is something wrong in it. What is wrong? Can anybody can give you a guess? No one? No one. Guys, I have written built-in. Spelling of built-in is wrong actually. No, but it is correct. Built-in. Okay. What is wrong here? Nothing is wrong. Here I can't see anything which is wrong. See, this is also one kind of exception you can see. Okay, what it is trying? It's a key error. So there is nothing called as built-in, it is saying. But if I do remember, I have used the same actually, same line you can say. Oh, so sorry guys. So sorry. My bad. Yes, sorry. Let me run this. Let me see. Yeah. So these are the built-in exceptions. So one is that arithmetic error. Another one is assertion error. Okay. Another one is attribute error, base exception error, blocking IO error. Blocking IO error comes when the blocking IO error comes when I wanted to read some file which is already open, or I wanted to write in some file which is already you know we have opened somewhere. Okay, so that is where that is one the place where you will get blocking IO, because IO, when I say, it's nothing but the input output. Okay, broken pipe, when we do some sort of and maybe you can say like I don't know how many of you are aware about, it's a kind of it's a kind of error comes when we are trying to consume and produce something. Okay, when we are trying to take an entire thing, it's a kind of streaming where exactly we will get this. When we do some sort of streaming exercise, or maybe when we do write some code in streaming, okay, then we generally use producer and consumer. At that place only we will get this kind of error. Okay, buffer error, when we do not have buffer, basically you can say like bytes warning, when it's a kind of warning we will get. There are multiple error you can see in front of you, it is being written, and depreciation warning. So this one, when we will get, when your method, or maybe your function, or maybe your library is not updated. Okay, maybe some alternative comes out in the language, but you are using the older library or older function or maybe something, then it will try to tell you it is method is getting depreciated, something like that. Okay, in the same manner, if you will get, there is exception and memory error, module not found error. Okay, which you have already seen, file not found error, which you have seen before this, not a directory, not implemented, windows error, zero division error, which you have seen already, and there are many more like this. Okay, now I hope everybody got clarity. So let me go back to my slides. So this is what I was talking about actually. Guys, you can see here, I have clearly mentioned built-in exception, which is nothing but the illegal operations, and there are plenty of built-in exceptions can be raised when corresponding error occurs. Okay, so you just you guys need to aware about that. Okay, and as I mentioned, built-in operations is like that. If you want me to write something, okay, so let me write some code for you, or maybe when I will tackle handling how to handle exception, I will show you how exactly I can write that, or maybe I can handle that. Okay, apart from that, I wanted to show you some of the use cases of the, not to say use cases, but what exactly built-in exceptions and what is the cause of giving that kind of error. You can see like assertion error, I am pretty much sure like nobody knows that. So I've clearly mentioned it is getting raised when an assert statement fails basically. An attribute error when when attribute assignment or reference fails, and EOF error when we raise when the input function hits end file condition. Okay. Floating point error when we have floating point operation and it is trying to fail to do that. Okay. Same way import error when we try to import module which is not there. Okay. And index error when we try to access the index which is out of range, or maybe which is not actually in that range which we wanted to. Key error, keyboard interrupt, memory error, and everything you can see. Now guys, what else we can cover for today is exception handling. Okay. And then we will try to do, how do you think, how many of you are give a guess how exactly we can handle that exception? So guys, there is a possibility, or maybe means it's not maybe, but I must say generally we write program which handle some exceptions. Okay. Now maybe you can say, like, let me just give you an example. Maybe there is a program, or maybe you can say, like, which will ask user to give an input until a valid integer has been entered. Okay. But allows the user to interrupt the program using control C basically, or you can say, like, the operating system support. And here we can write some sort of exception which is nothing but the keyboard interrupt exceptions. Now let me write some how exactly I can handle that. I will talk about try catch and everything, but I just wanted to give you some brief. Okay. Now guys, are you able to listen to me or not? If yes, do respond, because I got some message from the Zoom and it is saying, like, you need to upgrade our this entire Zoom app basically. Anyway, I hope you guys are getting, yeah. Thank you so much for the acknowledgement. Yes, we are listening. Okay, fine. Great. So I just wanted to give one, sort of example here, how exactly we can handle the exceptions. I'm just giving you one, idea, and then we will talk and we will, talk about in depth what is exception handling, how exactly we can handle that. Okay. How we will handle, how we can use some code for that. So let me write again the same code which I was showing you. While true, I'm gonna write here, let's say, some input which is nothing but the a, and I'm trying to take a int value, and I'm asking user to provide me some number. So please enter any number, let's say. So this is what I'm trying to ask the user to enter that. Now after this, I want to give a break. Now you can see here I haven't mentioned anything here. Sorry, somebody has said the screen is not clear. Yeah, so here you can see I have written while true. Okay, the same way, while true, and a is nothing but the please enter any number. So it is gonna run this. Now suppose you have written some other number. How do I tackle this problem? I just want, what is my need? I'm trying to allow the users to interrupt the program, okay, until you can say we get a valid integer. Okay. So how exactly we can handle this? So when I write here while true, I can write here something like try, okay, and this inside try I should mention this entire statement. Now I'm gonna give a break to this, and I need to catch somewhere, or I just wanted to write just simple a try, handling how exactly you can handle using that try. Now enter here. Now you can see here I'm gonna write accept, and here I'm gonna write what is the name, actually name for the error. So you can search here. Somewhere I have written value error somewhere. I don't know where it is. Anybody can search about it. Are we getting anywhere value error? So if we will write here, let me write here value error. Value and then error. Okay, somebody has said in 10th line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, thank you so much, whoever. You just need to copy this and you have to just write here value error. Okay, give us proper this, and then here write print like sorry, write it like this is not a valid number. Please try to enter valid number. Okay, so let me run this. I'm gonna write, let's see, integer value it is asking. So I'm gonna write something like 32.50. Sorry, this is not a valid number. Please try to enter valid number. Let me write 2. Yes, it just come out from the loop. Now again, let me run this. I'm gonna write 4.5. No, this is not a valid number. What else I can write? 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, like this. Let me write this. That is integer. Again, you can do the same thing. Again, I am writing same. So we are not getting what exactly we wanted to. What else we can write? It is asking integer value. That is integer. It is accepting. Okay. So in this way, we can, you can say we can handle this kind of error. So it is nothing but the value error. So how do I come to know like this one is value error? Anybody? Any guess? No guesses? Okay. So let me write in front of you same code. Let me write this. Let me write like this. So same code. Let me copy from here only. Here. Instead of try, I'm not gonna write try. Okay. Break is fine. And I'm not gonna write this. Yes. Now let me run this. 3.5. Let me restart my kernel. I guess it's got hanged. Yes, let me run this. Yes, now you are writing 3.5. You can see we are getting value error. That is why I just use this value error and I have written try. If we will get this, then try to handle this. That is why we are writing like this. And it is giving clearly invalid literal for int with base 10. Are you with me, guys? Okay, thank you. Guys, I am getting somehow my meeting will stop in 1 minute. I don't know why. That kind of error. Don't know. Anyway, it's a might be technical issue which comes in a Zoom. Okay. So, guys, we are pretty much clear about this. Let me go back to